Hey guys, it's Mrs. Coon. Just as a reminder, I'm out this week on Tuesday and Thursday for a training. So I wanted to do a little screencast for you on the project that you're going to be working on. You're going to be working on this week in class, so both today, Tuesday, and on Friday. And you'll also be using your remote days this week and next Monday to work on it as well. So here are the directions, and all of this is going to be in Google Classroom. But you're going to choose one of the four items down here below to complete this week. All right. This assignment should take you all week. This is not meant to take one class period. So I want you to make sure that you're taking your time and putting forth seventh grade effort. If you finish this in one period, that means you are not putting forth your seventh grade effort. You can see the due date here. So you guys are right here, Group B. It is due by next Tuesday morning. All right. November 3rd by 8 a.m. All right. The project is worth 30 points and it's a huge grade in the first marking period. It's going to be the last real big grade for the marking period. So please make sure you're using your time wisely. This can really help bring your grade up if you're not real happy with your grade right now, or it can definitely bring your grade down. So make sure you're using the time that we have given you. So here are the four options below. Two of them are more paper pencil options and two of them are on Google Slides. So let me just go over these quickly with you guys. Option one is to create an informational brochure about rats. So you know we've got two rats in our story that are now loose in the school building. So you are going to include information about either wild rats or pet rats. That's your choice. You're going to include the types of rats, their physical description, their diet, habitat, breeding, young, all interesting facts. You're going to add illustrations and photographs in order to accent your text, and you want to make sure that you include a decorative and eye-catching cover. Eye-catching cover. So you're going to be making a brochure, all right? So that's more of a paper pencil activity. You get paper from Mrs. Schaefer, and you're going to be making a brochure with this information. If you would be able to find a template on Google Docs or something to make a brochure and you wanted to do it that way, I would be okay with that as well. Option two is to create a floor plan designing your dream school building. So your floor plan should be created on graph paper or white blank paper, one sheet for each level of the building. Include the names of each of the rooms in the school. This is your dream school design, so feel free to be creative as possible in your design. What would you like your school to have? So if you want your school to have a McDonald's in it, make sure that on the floor plan there's a McDonald's. If you would like to use bigger paper than just the normal size 8.5 by 11, ask Mrs. Schaefer. She has some bigger printer paper that we could use, and we might possibly have some poster board paper you could use as well. Option three and four are more using a Google Slides. So option three is to create an interactive timeline of the United States history during the years 1967 and 1968. So some of this information you already know when we launched this unit, when we talked about civil rights and the Vietnam War. But what you're going to do is you need to include at least 8 key events that happened in those 2 years. For each event, you'd be providing a short little summary, 3 to 5 sentences, and at least 3 pictures. So be creative. You're going to make this on Google Slides, and there'd be one slide for each event. So you'd have your title slide and then 8 additional slides, so 9 slides in total. All right. And then option four is to create a Google Slide month by month timeline of the story. So what we've read so far, September through December. You'd want to include key events from each chapter of the story in your timeline. This timeline should have a short summary of each event, as well as at least 3 pictures. Again, you're going to make this on Google Slides, 1 chapter per slide. So you'd have your title slide to start, and then you'd start with September, have a slide for September, a slide for October, a slide for November, and a slide for December. And you'd just be telling me the main events that were happening in the chapter, giving me just a short couple sentence summary with those events, and adding some pictures. For bonus, if you get creative and you can add some music or videos that may pertain to those types of events for extra credit. So remember, if you choose option 3 or 4, you need to make sure that you share this with me by the due date, which remember for you guys is Tuesday, November 3rd by 8 a.m. So it would need to be shared with me by 8 a.m. And if you choose to do option 1 or 2, that should just be turned into the orange bin by the due date. So for you guys, that would be when you come to class on Tuesday the 3rd, it would need to be turned into my bin by the start of class. If you have any questions or you are unsure on what to do, please ask Mrs. Schaefer. I already went over all of this with her. She heard me talk about it with Group A on Monday, so she'd be able to explain in further detail if you need any explanation. You can also email me with questions. I'm not going to be able to get back to you during the day, but I will check my email at night after my conference and get back to you. Remember, huge project. We're 30 points for the first marking period. First marking period is over November 10th. So for a lot of you, this is something great that could help bring up your grade that I know you're not quite so happy with right now. For others, make sure you are using your time wisely in class and your remote days. This should take all of those days. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, talk to Mrs. Schaefer and shoot me an email if you need anything. I will see you guys on Friday.